Was it Kyoko or just masked person? Let's go in this thingy. There are wooden blockers here. Use woodlock keys, but like most super traditional public bathhouses, looks like the key we found in Kyoko's room really does go into one of these lockers.
I see.
Magda, do you see locker furthest to right?
Very strange.
There's only one doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found in the locker, right?
That's right.
Well, let's try it. Okay. Took out the woodlock key, woodlock, and inserted it into my locker's metal lock hand. Locker eagerly accepted the key and opened. There were arrows in here. It's like 10 arrows in total. They're made of titanium. Which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow and nothing but strong sticks. Strong sticks? Oh, there's something else in the locker. It's a weird up ball of duct tape. I wonder what it's used for. Is that a bloodstain?
I see.
Is this what... I wanted to show, I'd say. If it is, this means it must surely be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow? But how could it possibly be involved? Maybe they took it, put it up someone's mouth, shot them up, coughed up blood. I think it's all look cursor off for now. Is something wrong?
Very strange.
It's very odd, but don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. I had the key to the locker wound up in the victim's room.
Why?
Or perhaps... Yakuza? Forget it. Come on, we need to continue on to the next location. Huh? What next location?
What?
It's still something we need to look into. Do more research on Fenrir. Fenrir? Oh, we mean the mercenary group that Mukuro was part of. But how are we supposed to find out about that? Isn't it obvious? Where in the school would you go to do research or something? The research lab? Ow! Research? Are you talking about the archive? That's right, the archive has all kinds of info that the public general doesn't have access to. I thought that too, I was like, what? Let's go there because of Jess and Jack's case.
Let's go.
We only have so much time before the trial begins. Sorry. Wait, again there? The trial has begun. Shut up. Okay. I believe there was a file related to Fenrir somewhere over here. Lucky has seen to know the archive like the back of his hand. I went straight to a shelf in the back. Here we go. Quickly return with file in hand.
I see.
Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? English? Did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? Oh, oui. I'm pretty sure most high school scholars can't read the French. I can read French a bit. Well, whatever. I read it for you. I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over. 100 times? Is that kind of extreme? Fenrir is an elite fighting unit based out on the Middle East. Like military contractors, they were a fierce group of soldiers who engaged in direct combat. It's the same one we suggest on Jack's folder. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Like Fenrir, Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, it completely ceased all activity. At present, Danganronpa, isn't it? Their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are confirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralised. Rumours indicate they were killed to keep them from revealing their many state secrets they'd acquired. Some, however, believe there was a morning internal tension within the group, and they simply imploded.
What?
What is it? It just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality. We only reality. These people are part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here. An unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use. So, do you think jump out of you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. Now that you mention it, we've all said something about where the name Fenrir comes from, right? That's right, it's called Fenrir. It said Fenrir is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? Show that a member of the team, each soldier joins the squad. Get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere in the body. Oh! What? Got a tattoo of Fenrir? Could that mean that Mukuro was... Ooh! But where's Kyoko then? If that is Mukuro dead? Or is Kyoko part of the
Time
Fenrir?
is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us organisms, the Earth, natural
I'm wondering if she's dead under
phenomena.
there.
It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot.
Already, eh?
See you later.
Then time's come. What we can do now is try and cover this trophy during the class trial.
That's right.
It would seem that way. Let's go. I mean, it makes sense Kyoko to have the tattoo, I guess, if she was part of it. On the hand, because the hand is scarred, as the report said. Whoa, Byakuya and Makoto showed up together. Where the heck have you two been? You disappeared without a word. We're investigating, of course. How could you not figure it out by this point? Makoto is ranked together for you guys to go off together? Just the two of you? What, are you jealous?
Hey.
Are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking and brace yourselves. He'll be here any minute. Second. Any second. He could show up any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But... stood there 5 full minutes, waiting for something weird to happen. And 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again? What should we do? Should we keep waiting here or... Oh, what?
What?
Jesus! Did I scare you?
Come on.
I demand explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? What? I made you wait? You got up backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh?
In other words...
I want everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've been waiting for you. Sorry, but you're wrong. Wait, mean I'm waiting 10 minutes now. It's okay if I punished one making us all wait, right? If you agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. We heard that voice. We spun around to look.
Hey,
Okay, so Kyoko's not dead, thank God. So Mastermind's dead. The other girl's dead, Come here. I'm here. Another rule's been broken. Kyoko! Kyoko, you're still alive? No, that's a ghost! Stop talking. You wanna fight? Do it at class row. Need to save some of the fun for later, right?
What?
But it's okay, there's no particular penalty for being late.
is that right?
I made here just fine. What's your regulation did I violate? Am I wrong? So selfish, so spoiled. Alright, it's a penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later.
Shing!
No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butts into the elevator. We're just one step ahead of you. When Monokuma was gone, we were rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko! So you really didn't die?
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Thank God, I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right. How can I deal with a ghost? I told you, stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during a trial. Without looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped onto the elevator. Master, wait for me. Good girl. Who knows what might happen to us if it would take too long.
But...
I'd be happy when this trial's all over. One after another, everyone piled onto the elevator. But I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. What's going on, Kyoko? What the fuck you been? Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You said that key of yours go somewhere, didn't you? So?
Correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor?
That's right.
Don't have any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I was missing his announcement because of that.
Whew.
Had no idea body had been discovered. Ben, when did you find out?
So...
Just now. Finished my search and came back down, just in time to hear the class trial announcement. Took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? Just why you were late.
However...
So I kept you waiting. But if you want second floor of dorms, that's what the key you found goes to.
Wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words...
I used one of Kuma's secret tool which can open up any lock in school. What? Wait, what secret tool? Girl?
Just a second.
Hey, are you two done? What are you doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
We can go over all details after we can get through a trial. Okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation.
It would seem...
Because it's probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? A strange way to put it. Class trial is completely for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Let's say goodbye, we're going on the same elevator, girl! Let's say goodbye, gets in the same car, drives home, to the same home. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Maybe she knows more than she can tell. Being the last one there, I stepped into the elevator. And doors slid shut. Same people who from last time, all 6 of us. This time the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and dread began to consume me once again. Can't imagine ever getting used to mental pressure that comes with preparing for execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. He stood there, silent and still. But a measurable period of time, the doors opened up warning. Is it me or does hero that he's glaring at us? It's just me who sees that. His eyes were all like pitch black, like staring at us like, can't believe this. Dazzling light. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes. But wasn't it illuminating light of hope? It was a blind light of despair. BAM! That's beautiful! Oh, wow, that is...
I can't wait! I can't wait!
What's wrong with this colour? Was it all bright? How are you waiting for this? Feels like it's been forever since we got together like this. A time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed.
Thrills! Chills! Kills!
Let's get on with the show! Is it just bright or is it just me? So curtain open for the 5th time. Deadly judgment, deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Now I can actually think instead of having to read every dialogue. Again, our background picture is beautiful. I see Celeste over there. Memories float back, Kyoko is gone, and a mysterious masked body appears. Question, who is it though? Could it be that girl that we're talking about?
Let's begin with a basic explanation of it. If you can figure out who, then I'll punish everyone. Okay, what?
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim.
Alright, whoops.
First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost.
It's not a ghost. That's impossible. I think.
She has legs and stuff.
Maybe.
Well, that's just because
Could it be? Could it be a doppelganger?
she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
Like, could it be the other girl?
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Traits?
1 point trait Kyoko has that proves body isn't her. Kyoko's
I
glove?
got it! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
Yes.
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
For out though.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
But she did have kind of scratch with a tattoo around it.
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
She's not a ghost, shut up. So when it corpse was Kyoko. If I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here in a case we won't move forward. Just don't know why I have any choice but to turn that music up. Make it my water bottle. Saw to right hand or fake nails is one of those two.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
I'm a ghost? Interesting.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Just stop the
because that
nonsense.
corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
I think fake nails. I'll prove it. Yeah, I think fake nails.
Okay, then prove the dead body wasn't.
Not
They
this one.
got burnt up in the
Then she was wearing gloves.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because
No, that's
we can't really
wrong.
wear fake nails and gloves, can you? Because then the gloves will be sticking out. That'd be awkward. Can you wear fake nails and gloves
No,
though?
there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves.
We don't know any
Whoever
girls
it
who wear
was,
fake nails
they were
and
wearing
gloves.
fake
So.
nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain.
Especially if nails snapped. Oh god, oh god.
Besides, Kyoko
Oh,
wears gloves to
gross.
hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
True.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Move.
Well, Kyoko,
Gross.
any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Hero, you dumbass.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
I think we already know
That's
it's
the
that girl.
first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
I think it's to identify the victim. I think it starts from here. But I can't really target her, can we? Because she's not really here, if that makes sense. You don't know what she looks like. Explain that one. Okay. Okay.
If Kyoko really is still alive,
So I'm thinking now.
then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
No, I don't think so. Somebody. I think so.
Kyoko really...
Then who died? There's gotta be some... I don't think so. The face was... And there wasn't any description... Well, if we can't identify the body...
Wait,
Then there's
wait,
nothing
no.
else we can do, right?
Follow up.
If Kyoko really is still alive,
Thank you.
Then who died? There's gotta be
What's that one? I've tapped
And there
triangle.
wasn't any description... Well, if we can't identify...
Yeah.
No,
A
that's
tattoo
wrong.
on the right hand. I put my left hand, by the way. My left hand is a tattoo. It's my left hand, my right hand. My
There
right
was
hand's my
one
left
clue
hand.
left behind that we can use to identify the body.
And tattoo.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Hot. Yep.
cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
Get hit by
She's
balls,
just
so there's
being
not enough.
stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh?
Look, I'll see we were wolf now,
Her
actually.
master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Seriously? They really did something that
I would do
humiliating?
that if I had my.
No, that's not
what?
it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
Better tattoo, the information we've had. Victim's identity should be clear. Yep.
I got it!
Mukuro
The
Isu.
Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the
Ikusaba.
name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
Image that represents Fenrir is. Hang on, let's Gambit. I'll guess. Is it a wolf? Yeah, it's just a wolf. Ulf. It's an elf. Wait, what? It's a Wooler. Wooler.
Now I understand.
That was not one Hangman's Gambit. That was just piss easy. Give me 2 OL too.
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
I think it means Fenrir.
the wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast.
Huh.
He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
Oh yeah.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Exactly.
That's one to do it.
The
By the way,
body
it's trying
we
to
found had a
stretch my
tattoo
leg.
of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right.
What?
Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Ooh.
What? Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
She's just another student, really.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier.
Oh, she's the ultimate soldier then. It should be a weird trait.
If I
right?
remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
It's like, hi guys, I'm understandable. Have a
Usually
nice
when
day.
there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
It's this though, we have seen her a bit though with the mask.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this, no matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big old brains!
My brain's pretty small.
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
16, eh?
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
So only me and Kyoko are only motives, so
Get a
alibi, I
hold
mean.
of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
I was gonna say that, probably.
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
That's what we know, gonna be 2 people. Mokuso and Kyoko, yep.
I got it!
I got it, mate!
You've
Oh
narrowed
shit.
it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there.
Why is that a garden though? It's not my
So,
room.
the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
The suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it, I can't let it stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body
Oh, no
wasn't
one.
in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Okay.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
What time did the body discovered? Was it 9, wasn't
I
it?
got it!
Yeah, 9.
The
Cause like,
body must have
what
been
time is it?
discovered at 9 a.m. Since that's when
1 minute
Toko
later.
went to get the
Yeah.
pickaxe.
I remembered, guys. Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when it left the gym, it was just around 9 o'clock. It's probably 9 and the dot now. Okay, go to pickaxe and be back in by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
That's a big gap though, isn't it? Like a big gap. 10
For
and 9 in
me,
the morning.
I was already asleep before nighttime hit. So I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah!
Oh, no,
Right around 7:30.
Ignore me.
I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
Yeah. Happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. Then alibi between from 10 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. a.m. This game has begun. Can't provide an alibi for that period. I just had to prove murder didn't happen during a time I didn't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear when a body ended up in the garden. Right. Stretch my leg quick. Sprinklers, body, fragments, and dead body. Alright. Oh,
We've
sprinklers body,
established a
apparently.
time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at
10
night
o'clock, 11 o'clock,
and 9 o'clock in the morning.
2 o'clock.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an
3
alibi
o'clock.
for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock
4 o'clock,
to
5 o'clock.
7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit
Or
murder, I
9:30.
should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the
I
time.
think I know what it is. And it's like, yeah, the garden thing, the sprinklers. That's what I think it is.
We've established a time frame. It took place somewhere between and 9 o'clock. Yep.
So
And
ignore this.
Yeah,
It's
that's
counting, by the way. It's
That's more than
counting.
enough time to commit. So Makoto,
Oh,
if you
positive
have
man.
any
Damn it, Owie.
objections, now would... We've established a time. It took place somewhere between 9 o'clock. Yep. And Makoto...
Yeah, from 10 to 7:30.
Right? Let's see that. Wait. I thought it was around there. Where's
We've
my alibi, isn't
established
it?
a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
And Makoto doesn't have an
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think.
So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Yes, it's this one.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
Dude, and I'll just
and 9
try this
o'clock.
one.
Yep. And
Yeah, from to 7:30.
No? Is it in the body? I think it's in the body?
we've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 9 o'clock. Yep. And
Yeah, from to 7:30.
No, what the fuck? What's that? The sprinklers.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock and 9 o'clock.
Well, this is one of those.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi.
Yeah, from to 7:30.
Oh, fuck. Sprinklers, I wonder if 7. Oh, let me check. Yeah, programmed every day at 7:30.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning. Yep. And
Yeah, from 10 to 7:30.
that's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections now would...
No, fuck that.
We've established a time frame. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an
Yeah, from to 7:30.
I fucked up with stuff, but yeah.
Shoot!
The fuck though? Is this what the fuck? It should be sprinklers, right? 7:30 is with the sprinklers though.
I refuse to give up yet!
That's what it should be. Right? I'm making stuff, am I? Sprinklers should be the answer. That's what I think it is. What the fuck?
We've established a time frame for the... It took place somewhere between 9 o'clock. Yep. And
Yeah, from to 7:30.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Shoot!
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place
Strange
somewhere
here.
between 10 o'clock at night.
I can't be anything else for the 7:30 though.
We've established a time frame. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
What the fuck did I change then?
Shoot!
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock.
What?
No, that's
How the
wrong.
fuck is it sprinklers? What the fuck? I'm sorry, but what? How is this? What?
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
Oh, I'm an idiot, that's why.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30
Technically though, it should
every
be
morning,
7:30.
right?
There should be 7:30
So if
though.
the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you
So I'm real
saying
pissed off
only
about
the
that.
mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words?
Wait, what the fuck?
I'm saying that the body
God.
was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What
Oh,
do you
no.
mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
I feel that wasn't the sprinklers I got pretty wet. I do is hit Toko, so no evidence, match to it. If you look at the body itself, that should make it clear. Alright.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No,
It's so-
no,
it's
no!
so,
I don't know
sensitive.
anything!
Fast track.
How can you say
This should prove it.
Shut up! It wasn't a body sprinkler. It's a body analysis. I got piss. I'll do it in a minute.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
so they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac! I'm so sick of her.
Same.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because
the bag thingy. Oh, no one's.
while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
No.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
There's only one but an alibi. Which would mean that Mikuri's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing.
I love you? What?
If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever.
Ooh.
Which is why I can't let that happen.
Oh! Be right back. I gotta take a piss. But whoa! Oh! Oh! Whoa! Oh! Oh! Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop
That's a little
wasting
mark,
time!
you know.
Stop
God damn
wasting
it.
energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Ooh,
Shut up, you!
shut up.
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Could he actually be part of it? do you
Anyway,
think?
Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm still
I'm
thinking
not
about
the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Throw her in the bus, don't you?
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
So something in the stage is covered by... The tarp, right?
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick.
Killer. No, not killer!
All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water.
Kill it.
In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water.
Huh.
The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean.
That's true.
This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
What did Kyoko say that? Why would you want to make me look like the killer? And I can't think about that right now. That tarp, it was used the way Kyoko said. The tarp must have touched the body, right? But the body...
Wait, something's not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. Right. Preference to body, explode, big analysis, body explosion. Cool. Go on game! Sorry!
By covering the body with the tarp,
you already did it.
the killer prevented it from
That's
getting
gotta
wet.
be it.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler
That's
got
right.
that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp,
Is there an explanation?
it was totally spotless,
That's
right?
true, so what?
It's because that side was protected from the water.
Is this female putting what?
Since it was facing down toward
That's
the
right.
body, of course it didn't get dirty.
I didn't drag it.
By covering the body with the tarp,
Oh,
the
buddy,
killer
okay.
prevented it.
So the reason the tarp was is because the sprinkler got...
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless.
It's because that side was protected from the... Since it was facing down to... Of course it didn't get dirty.
Okay, caught blocks again. Again.
By covering the body,
Again.
killer prevents.
So the reason
Again.
it's because the spring...
But the underside, it was totally
Info is the wrong one as well.
Since it was facing... Of course it didn't get dirty.
No, because the body
Yo, what's
thought
wrong?
she was stabbed, so she should be bloodied. The body should.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right?
Oh, sorry.
Yakuza said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Huh?
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
What?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
Yeah,
No,
but...
that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
Right, the garden, that must mean... The garden? Nope. Oops. Alright, no duct tape. Blood from a garden. Oh, chicken coop.
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Well, chicken. Oh,
Killing a
put
living
chicken
thing
in the
just to do
plant.
something
Could you?
like that
Could
is
you?
awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense.
What's that?
You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
Oh, yeah, it was. I thought it was totally been made.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood.
Shit.
This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
Oh, piss off.
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
And suspicion falls back on me again. Was Kiko attempting to entrap me? Don't stand.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded,
Didn't have
right?
blood on it is what I'm thinking. Is that it?
According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
So important. Now we have a knife. What are we gonna do with it? I let Toko keep it, that's for sure. You didn't know what she might do. I don't want it anyway. That's what to do. Why you hang on to it, Makoto? Huh? Me?
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah.
Then why did you hide that fact?
It's not that I hid it. It's just...
Couldn't be sure what exactly happened last night. Thought maybe already did kill her.
Suspicious! Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Considering everything up to now, I should be able to make it clear. I had to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. Right, body. 5 minutes in dead body.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body. It's the same one we gave to Makoto. It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it!
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Everybody said just like it was on the corpse, I had to drop the move. Yeah, I've got some coat in the body.
The knife we found, it's the same one we... It really is, isn't it?
If he did have that knife, that seals it. Just because I had the knife, that automatically...
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question.
But the bomb could have.
You took that knife of yours.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Could not the bomb killed her.
The knife we found, it's the same one. It really is, isn't it?
If he did have that, that seals it. Just because I had that automatic... Well...
Getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
Shoot!
Alright, I'm waiting.
The knife we found,
it's the
same one. It really is, isn't it?
If he did have that, that seals it. Just because I had that automatic... Well...
Getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
I might as well kill her.
Shoot!
Nah, fuck him, fight her. Nah, fuck you.
I refuse to give up yet!
I think we need to change answers, like...
The knife we found, it's the same one we gave. It really is, isn't it?
If he did have that, that seals it. Just because I had that automatic... Well...
Getting stabbed is what killed her.
Right? So there's no... You took that knife...
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Well.
The knife we found lodged... It's the same one we gave to Makoto. It really is, isn't it?
Again,
if he did have that, that seals it. Just because I had that automatically... Well...
Getting
stabbed is what...
What? Okay.
No, that's wrong. Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her!
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
Victim was stabbed twice in the same spot. No, it's no way it's possible. Exact condition of the body was written for everyone to see.
I got it! The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. Totally forgot about that.
Then the knife...
was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
I'm quite around these way wondering because
They
I was
wanted us to
interested and
notice
intrigued.
the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but... what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic-level spontaneous combustion!
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
Hey, one explanation I think of for the explosion. This one.
I got it!
I thought it's wrong somehow.
After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural, because of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb!
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Yep.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
We don't.
That's true! It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
You should tell me what actually killed the victim. Let's concentrate. Okay. Where?
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Let's cover up.
Then shall we continue that the victim's fatal injury has yet to be
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Well, yeah, sure.
And it wasn't because of the knife. Then there's only...
Oh yeah, that's gotta be it.
There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Break up for her.
Shoot!
Then shall we continue?
The victim's fatal injury has...
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Shit.
Well,
we should check the file actually quick. The wounds were several days old though.
Yeah. And it wasn't because then there's only one other...
Oh yeah, that's gotta be it. There was...
And more than that, the victim had
Suffered countless wounds across
her entire
Well,
body.
it was...
Shoot!
Then shall we continue?
The victim's fatal injury has...
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
This is part of it.
Yes.
Ah!
Shoot!
Game!
Then
Weird.
shall we continue? The victim's fatal...
The explosion didn't kill...
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't because then there's only...
Oh yeah,
It's fatal injury
that's gotta be it. There was evidence.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Then shall we continue? The victim's
fatal injury has yet to be
determined.
The explosion didn't kill...
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't then...
Oh yeah,
Maybe?
that's gotta be it. There was evidence.
And more than that, the victim had
suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Shoot!
Then shall we
continue the victim's
Oh my
fatal
God.
injury has
This
yet
one's
to
To be determined, correct?
Ah, damn it!
Shoot!
Well, I failed 4 times now in this game, really feel low. It's been an hour now, so give it 2 more minutes. And of course I'll do another stream later on.
I refuse to give up yet.
Right.
Then shall we continue? The victim's fatal injury.
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't because of the knife. Then there's only one other thing.
Oh yeah, that's gotta be it. There was evidence
That
that.
one.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless
Is it
wounds
knife,
across
I
her
think?
entire... Then shall we continue? The victim's fatal...
The explosion didn't kill...
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right?
No?
Shoot!
Then shall we continue?
The victim's fatal injury has yet...
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. Yes.
Fuck off, game. Can you tell me the answer?
Shoot!
Then shall we continue?
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be
The explosion didn't kill her.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't because of then there...
Oh yeah, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of.
A thick weapon.
And more than that, the victim had
suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Then shall
we continue? The
victim's fatal injury has yet to be
Determined,
This one?
correct?
What the fuck?
Shoot!
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined.
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Well, yeah, she was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh yeah, according to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Then shall we continue the debate?
Let's just
The
hit back in the
victim's
head.
fatal injury.
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Okay, I see
Well,
that. Oh, I
yeah.
see.
And it wasn't because then...
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
that's gotta be it.
There was evidence that
Showed she was hit on the back.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire...
So we fatal injury, wouldn't it?
Then shall we continue? The victim's
fatal injury has yet
To be
Boom!
No, that's wrong.
So extreme man message me. Thank you.
Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
Let's cover up and get
The
some.
Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh! I bet it was the pickaxe!
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way!
Sorry.
The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
Wait, what?
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and spit on it.
I feel the same way! Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
The murder weapon? Something hot, big and thick. Jesus Christ. Oh, arrows!
I got it! Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something, and that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
An arrow? That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kinda weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
Got maybe my doubt in it, because there's not one more thing but the weapon. One more secret. Because of duct tape, probably, would wall block here.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma fight, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master! You have no right!
No, duct tape, you wrap it around it, it gets hard,
The
bigger.
titanium, it was in the dojo. I have no
That sounds so
doubt.
wrong.
You sure?
You don't sound
Well, it said the weapon must. It seems like an arrow would just be too thick.
Yep.
No, that's wrong. You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto? What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to. The death of us all, remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
No evidence? What's Kyoko went to dojo? Let's click that dojo girl. Oh yeah, the key. Duh.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is... right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was... in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit.
You hold on a second.
Not this again.
Oh my god.
You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
Yes.
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just... protecting you.
What?
She means she knows pretty intact. Then she came to my rescue. That would mean that Kyoko killed someone for me.
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it.
Ooh.
Can you tell me I'm wrong?
Oh!
I should know?
Ooh! Yakuza should know better than anyone? What does that mean? Oh, I'm confused too. Oh my god, whoa! When everybody was found, okay. Okay. Okay.
Those words you just spoke, what do you mean?
Exactly what I said.
She's
I'm
the
not
killer?
the killer.
What does that mean?
You should understand that more than anyone
Is it
here.
really true?
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide
Tell us
something
what's going
from
on
me.
already.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid
What's
the
it,
evidence
then?
of my crime in the dojo
What's
locker,
that?
and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Oh no, she couldn't! A key was taken, wasn't it? Oh my god! Oh
Those
my
words you
god,
just-
yes!
Exactly. I'm not the
Yes!
You should understand that more than anyone.
Yes!
Byakuya,
Master would never hide.
there's proof that you aren't the culprit.
No, it's not the culprit, you're the culprit! Because you have a key!
Those words
Oh
you just...
my
Exactly.
god!
I'm not, but you should understand.
Byakuya,
Master would never.
There's proof that
Yes.
you... Is that what you're...
You you said I hid
And then left the locker key in my own room, correct?
That's probably it, isn't it? Actually, I'm dumb.
Those words you just...
Exactly. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more.
Yakuza.
Master would never...
There's proof that you aren't the... Is that what you're...
You stated it. You said I hid and then left.
The locker key in my own room.
Correct, but... Could I really have done that?
Those words you just...
Exactly. I'm not the... You should understand...
Yakuza.
Master would never...
There's proof
that you aren't the culprit.
Yes, because you had the key on you. You had the key. You had the key. You had the key. You are the killer. You had the key.
I'm right. Kyoko
You had the
wouldn't have been
key.
able to get into her room.
Oh my god, I'm getting hyped as fuck.
Why not?
Because she had given a room key to Yakuza.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room...
Then obviously
I'm
I had
to
no
do that.
way of getting
In
in.
my other hands.
Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
It would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
That's not actually true. There's a clear contradiction in what Keiko just told us. Obvious lie. This is just isn't like her. Try and save herself with such a desperate lie. Do you really feel that threatened? Because she's a killer? Or is it someone else? Is there some deeper meaning between what Kyoko said earlier? You vote for me and I die here, Mr. Cisco will stay hidden on forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. The Mastermind's laid for us. Mastermind's trap? Mastermind's trying to trap Kyoko? But what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I... Mastermind's trap? We'll find out next time, guys, in 20 minutes. Then we'll actually take a quick break from streaming and come back. Cause damn, it's a trap buff now.